Tell us a little bit about this Bows on the Road. And I know you touched on some things that's going to be happening, but also they're going to be showing the movie Stand on It. Now, tell me about that movie. Yeah. Stand on It is our tribute to Smokey and the Bandit. Way back when, before Dukes of Hazzard, 1976, a 16-year-old named John Schneider skipped school and talked his way onto the set of Smokey and the Bandit and wound up kind of in it. What? So 40-something years later, after Burt Reynolds and Hal Needham both became very dear friends of mine, and then, of course, after Burt passed away, I decided to bring back what Burt and I talked. Forgive me, I've been in Nashville singing the last 3 days, so I'm a little hoarse. That's okay. But we talked about wondering why nobody was continuing to carry the torch of Southern horsepower comedy. Mm-hmm. Because, in the 70s and 80s, Gator, Smokey and the Bandit, and Stroker Ace, and White Line Fever, and all those great movies, that was really king at the box office. So my bride and I decided to do a movie 2 years ago and test the waters. We did a movie called Christmas Cars, and that did so well that I wrote a screenplay where somebody bets me, basically John Schneider. My name in the movie is the Duke. Mm-hmm. Duke Marietta. So they bet me $500,000 that I can't do for real what Burt Reynolds did for pretend. I got you. Yeah, so it's a lot of fun. We're driving through the wilds of Louisiana. Now, I am a Mopar guy, so I do not drive a triple black T-top Trans Am. What I do drive is a triple black T-top Challenger. There you go. So yeah, I'm sticking true to my General Lee fans out there. So I'm driving a Challenger. It's great fun. We're going to be showing that movie on Friday night at the Birdsong Drive-In. Okay. We're going to be having concerts. Friday night is our VIP night, so we've got concerts and local food and all kinds of stuff for folks on Friday, showing the movie at the drive-in. And then we have concerts. We have the dirt track race at the Camden Speedway, mm-hmm. because my wife and I are both crazy enough to be open-wheel modified dirt track racers, so we do that. And then Saturday night we do our big show with Cody McCarver and the Stars and Bars Band. We're going to have a great time there. Music from the good old days, my number one songs. A bunch of music from Stand On It, the movie. Of course, we'll all sing the theme of the Dukes of Hazzard. And then on Sunday, we start off with Cowboy Church, and then we move on to the boat parade and the wonderful stuff, food and fun at the Birdsong Campground and RV Park. Mm-hmm. So we've got all kinds of stuff. It's a great weekend. A whole lot of fun for the whole family. Starts Friday, ends Sunday afternoon, and I'm excited about it. I miss I grew up in a small town in New York, and one of the things we used to do every year was volunteer fireman, and my grandpa was a volunteer fireman. And we did a parade and a carnival. It always had a concert, and always had great local food. So this was kind of my way of bringing my childhood back and helping people fall in love again with their own hometown. And you've got a great hometown. I've been to Camden a lot. We stay at the Birdsong every time we come with our motorhome. Mm-hmm. So it's a great opportunity for us to come back, hang out with some new friends we made last year, and revisit. If you're over 40, revisit your childhood, and if you're under 10, then build some great memories in your very own childhood right now. Oh man, what are you talking about? I mean, the Smokey and the Bandit movies. I love them. I love Dukes of Hazzard. Most definitely. I'm not just telling you that because you're on here. I mean, every kid my age, we all watched Dukes of Hazzard. There's no doubt. And John Schneider, you were uncool. You were uncool on Monday if you missed the Friday show. Boy, you're not kidding. What's wrong with you? Yeah, especially growing up here in the South, man. Oh yeah. John Schneider.
who played Bo Duke on the Dukes of Hazzard, had a string of great singles and albums back in the 80s, a couple of number one hits, one of which I've been around enough to know. Now, John, I'm a talk show host now, but my background is mainly country music. And
oh, great!
And I remember playing that song. I've been around enough to know when it came out. I remember that.
Well,
I played it. Yes,
that was my first number one song, and came out on MCA Records.
Mm-hmm.
Then Country Girls came out. That was my second number one song.
Right. Yes.
And Memory Like You came out. That was my third number one song. And then The Last Thing I Needed Tonight came out, and that was my fourth number one song. Woo-hoo-hoo.
Yes, I'm telling you.
And then just in 2019, Cody MacArthur and Cody will be with me at the Birdsong Drive-In. Cody was part of Confederate Railroad, and he and I did a Christian country song called These Hands, and for the entire month of December 2019, that was a number one song.
Wow.
So,
cool.
Yeah, it's great to be back in music. We have all the music from Stand On It is myself and the Stars and Bars Band.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm very, very proud of that. Very proud of the music we've been turning out. Very proud of I love watching people watch Stand On It because there haven't been a whole lot of reasons to laugh lately. Been a lot of reasons to cry. There's been a whole lot of reasons to laugh.
No doubt.
And it's great to watch the crowd laugh and honestly hear a little tires on a dirt road peeling out on the way out of the theater.
Boy,
love it.
That is a great sound. It is. And you were talking about you do dirt track racing as well, John. What is it you don't do? I mean, you've had a very successful acting career. You've had a very successful music career. You've had a very successful television and movies. And you drive dirt tracks. You drive the heck out of that. You drive the heck out of the General Lee. How many General Lees did they go through during your run of Dukes of Hazzard?
My very educated guess is 349.
349.
349.
Yeah, because it was always
158 shows, 2 cars per show, and then a little margin for error.
There you go. Because it was always wild how y'all would jump into General Lee, and it looked like the car was almost bent in half. But man, it never slowed down.
Oh no, we just kept going. But I'll tell you, in Stand On It, I think this is safe to say, Stand On It is the only car chase movie where only one hero car was used.
Really?
We had one car for the whole movie.
Wow.
We've since filmed a sequel to it. It'll be out this Christmas called Poker Run. And we got another car for that.
Let's see.
So one car was used. So I years after Dukes, everybody would say, "Oh, this was used on the show. This was used on the show." And with 349 of them, it's really hard to tell. I'm
telling you, that is for sure.
With one Hellcat Challenger, I will know for sure if I see a Stand On It car down the road whether or not it was the one actually used. And actually, I have no desire to let loose of that car anyway. I'm gonna keep hold of that. I'm a diehard Mopar guy, and I think that people are going to make this their new favorite movie car of all time.
Wow. John Schneider joins us here on the program. It's 4:44. He's bringing his Bows on the Road tour to Birdsong next weekend, May 21st through the 23rd. John, success in music, success in acting, which came first for you? Was it music or was it acting?
It was music, musical theater.
Yeah.
Yeah, musical theater. I started when I was 8 years old doing plays like Fiddler on the Roof and The Mikado, and what was the very first one was, it's been a while. Little Abner. I was in the chorus in Little Abner, and the theater bug bit big, and I have never done anything else. My whole life has been nothing but entertainment, from card tricks to singing to juggling to now to driving cars fast in the movies. And I have loved every moment of it. And in many regards, I feel, because we're making our own movies now and putting our music in it, I feel like I really just got started.
Were you afraid?
Finally gained some traction.
Were you afraid, John, after the success of the Dukes of Hazzard, because it was huge? I mean, it was huge. Were you kind of worried after that success that maybe you might be stereotyped in that role?
Well, if I'd have just let the world run with me, I absolutely would have. But I think you can tell I'm a guy that takes things. But, excuse me, I sound like the guy. I sound like Mr. Haney. Mr. Haney on Green Acres. I don't believe in waiting for the phone to ring. I'm a guy who dreams big and constantly. And I believe that you have got to be in charge of your own destiny. So I think the reason why I'm still around is I never stopped, and I never sat back and thought, oh, well, I'm somebody, so obviously somebody's going to want to hire me. That just never occurred to me.
Gotcha.
Even at the height of Dukes of Hazzard, really. And I think that's because I spent all those years. It was a decade, full 10 years doing theater where everybody had to do everything.
Right.
You weren't just on stage. You had to help hang the lights that would light you on stage. You had to do the makeup and build the sets. And I never got the terrible impression, as some people do, that any one job is more important than any other job. So that's why I'm still doing it. That's why I'm still at the ripe young age of 61. I don't feel any different than I did when I was doing Dukes. I mean, I don't feel. I mean, I look older, but I don't feel a day older. And I love what I do, and I love who I do it with. My wife is an amazing partner in crime. She also has a big dream, and we work it every day.
John Schneider with us. He's coming to Birdsong next weekend, May 21st and 23rd. I guess one final question for you, John. I know you're busy and have to go. Of all the roles that you've played, what's your favorite role that you played in your acting career?
Well, Jonathan Kent was a great role on Smallville.
Right.
I love being Jonathan Kent, but this paying tribute to Burt Reynolds and wearing a light hat and a red shirt, driving through the countryside in a triple black T-top car. I've got to say that this new one, Duke Marietta is my favorit now.
All right.
Now, not as many people are aware of that as Duke, certainly, but they will be. So that's it, Duke Marietta, because he's kind of a culmination of everything Duke's and everything that I've done all these decades. Kind of has come together in this he's kind of like John Wayne that drives a car.
That's a good role, I'm telling you.
Yeah. It's a great role, and I'm enjoying it. And people seem to be really enjoying it when they see it. So I think I'll be doing this for a couple more years.
Well, it sounds.
And then we'll see.
It sounds great. Beau's on the road. It's going to be at Birdsong. How do folks get tickets for the event,
You
John?
can go to Birdsong, the Birdsong Drive-In. You can go to birdsongdrivein.com.
Okay.
You can go through the Chamber of Commerce, or you can go through JohnSchneiderStudios.com. But if you just call up the Birdsong Drive-In, he'll set you right up. John will set you right up there. Because we're in 3 places. We're at the drive-in, we're at the racetrack, and we're at the marina.
Right.
So if you know anybody from any of those places, call up and they'll set you up with tickets.
Sounds fantastic. John Schneider with us here on the program. John, it's been a pleasure to get to talk to you today, and I'm going to try to bring my grandson up next weekend and, and maybe get to meet you.
Come on. Oh, that'd be great. I'll be there.
All right. Thank you,
my friend.
Yeah, thank you. That's John Schneider. It's going to be at Birdsong next weekend, May 21st through the 23rd, and you heard him talking about those number ones that he had. Here is the very first number one from John Schneider.
Hush.